I'm so glad you brought up Congress from a legislative standpoint. I'm so glad you brought that up. And I was talking to Tim Scott a few months back when I was in D.C.
Wonderful human being.
Tim Scott's the best.
Yeah.
And he talked about relationships too, and he said something to me that I'll never forget. He said, you need to lead with your heart. No matter what anybody says about you, no matter what they think about you, if you lead with your heart, then that's how you can start to build relationships, because people see the authenticity in you. And then once you build that trust, once you build that relationship, regardless of what side of the aisle that you're on, you can really get some stuff done.
So you want to talk about building trust? That would be like somebody asking you, would you want me to tell you if you had something in your beard? And you saying no.
Yes.
Do you know how much trust
Yes.
that builds?
Between Ricky Williams and that immediate, if I'm Ricky Williams, I'm like, I would say no, and then I'd be like, thank you for asking. Trust.
And the reporter, now he knows everything that this guy tells me is going to be genuine and honest. Because he's not trying to cater to what I want to see or what does or does. We have just entered a relationship, a covenant of trust.
Excellent.
And that's a covenant of trust, quite frankly. And to your point about Congress, that's a covenant of trust that the people have with legislators that, quite frankly, is just not working right now.
No, not at all.
And part of the reason it's not working, it's these things that we talk about. It's what we've talked about previously in terms of the COVID bill. There's this trust that legislators are going to come together and do what's best for the people. But when we over-politicize things and we're not willing to come together, the people end up losing. And when we think about how do we have the best pieces of legislation, how do we allocate money in the best ways, how do we agree on the things that we all agree on? You know, we talked a little bit before, you talked about being a strong Second Amendment guy, right?
Yes.
You know, we're in different places on that, me and you, right? But we respect each other, we respect each other's opinions.
Yeah, but if something happens, it's going to be at my house, though.
yeah, that's true.
Go ahead. But yeah, I get it.
I'll be borrowing a gun.
I'm just borrow one of my guns. Something happens.
But here's what's really interesting on this, though, Wesley. Would you agree that from a background check standpoint, when people are purchasing guns, it's probably a good thing to have?
We already have that set up. Yes, we have that in place.
Everybody believes that and agrees, right?
We have that in place. Like, I can't go get a gun without them running a back. We already have that.
Yes. So
nobody's going to disagree with that, by the way. Like,
nobody's going to disagree with that.
That's why it's already in place.
So rather not start with the nucleus of what we have and then build upon that.
Yes.
Why do we automatically jump to the fact that I don't think this person should have an armor-piercing round?
Yes, that. What?
Well, why would we start there? Why don't we start with, hey man, would you want me to tell you if you had something in your beard?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is a point in which we could build trust, and I can at least understand your perspective, and have a healthy amount of respect for why you stand in the place where you stand.
Yeah.
Because I respect your opinion of it. And so that can allow us to think about what are the best ways to address it, and where is common ground necessary.
You know, back on the background check thing too. That's a very interesting point that you bring up. So I have my concealed carry, obviously.
Yeah.
And to get that, you have to go through a course, and then they bless you off, and then they give you your concealed carry. You have to actually shoot and do all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they run a background check on you before they give you this concealed carry. And part of the concealed carry means that I can go to a gun shop and then show them my ID, and so it kind of it streamlines the process because the background check was already done.
Yes,
that's why I have my concealed carry.
Yes,
I don't think anybody.
You can buy alcohol because you already have an ID.
Because you have an ID,
so you don't have to give them a birth certificate in order to buy alcohol.
Thank you.
I smell what you're stepping in.
So with that being said, as somebody who's a gun owner, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah.
In fact, most gun owners I know actually are law-abiding citizens that don't see a problem with that.
Yeah.
So
I would even go further. Not most gun owners you know. Hell, every gun owner I know is a law-abiding citizen.
that's oh wow, Wrendon. Every legal gun owner I know is a law-abiding citizen.
Straight up.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's a good point.
And like oftentimes we use language and couch things to try
That's a
to.
good point.
But really, in reality, I mean, every person
The
that I know,
overwhelming
who has,
majority of people that I know.
I mean, I don't. And if I knew somebody who wasn't, I mean, they probably would be in jail, right?
Or on their way.
Or on their way. For real. No, seriously though.
I know. But these conversations though, this is how you build the trust to even begin to have the conversation. I understand that there are people that have a lot of consternation about this issue.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to a lot of people about it, and I understand where they come from.
Yeah.
And that's what's so important, Wrendon, is understanding where someone comes from.
Yes.
If you have no background as to where they are coming from, then you're going to make wild assumptions rooted in what you think they should be.
Yeah.
Not actually who they are.
Yeah.
This is why podcasts are on the rise and why it's so important, in my opinion, too. People are getting sick of Twitter assassinations. They're getting sick of the headline news. They're getting sick of the snippets. They actually want to hear people explain their positions. Thank God for Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Starting this. Thank God for Joe Rogan making this a big deal.
Yeah.
Because now, if anybody, you could be on any side of the aisle. I would like to think that we are reasonable human beings, and if you were listening to this conversation, you may not agree with us.
Yeah.
But you understand.
Yeah.
And when you understand, you could build trust. And when you have trust, you can make a difference together.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all we're trying to do, is to get to those truths so we can make things better.
Yeah.
But you can't just get there by snapping your fingers magically.
No.
It starts off with having and building that relationship.
Absolutely. It's all rooted in relationships.